Alright, hello everyone. This is gonna be a speed optimization guide. We're gonna try to cover all the bases when it comes to Windows, and I'm gonna try to show you step by step, as fast as possible, what to do to improve your gaming performance. I want to say this is not an overclocking guide. We're not gonna overclock any GPU, CPU, or anything like that. That's another topic. Maybe we're gonna cover later. Also, this is gonna work for any game possible out there. Apex Legends, PUBG, Warcraft 3, whatever. This is gonna improve your performance at least slightly, but I'm guessing it's gonna improve it significantly. So let's go ahead and start it. Also, I want to say when it comes to gaming, always in your OS, less is more. So the less stuff working in the background, the less stuff you're like running, and the less services are running in the background, it is better for your FPS and input latency. Remember that. So we're gonna do our changes based on that. So first of all, we're gonna disable full screen optimizations. Choose the game, any game you want. PUBG, I choose Warcraft 3 here. Open file location. You're gonna go where the file is installed. You're gonna right click, properties, compatibility, disable full screen optimizations, check this, and change DPI settings, override high DPI scaling application. Okay, apply. You're gonna do this for any game you want. This basically, what this basically does is it disables the Windows taking over the control of application. Also, this really helps when you're running the game on Windows full screen mode, so Windows can't like take over and introduce more input latency to your program. So there's a way that you can do this for every application out there, and this is a disable optimization batch file. This is not done by me. This is not, I found it on the web after discovering it, and you're gonna find every single file download below at the descriptions. You're gonna click it after installing. This is gonna show, and you're gonna click I only check this one. If you want, you can experiment with these. Okay, and it's gonna say it's done. So if you want to later like uninstall it for some reason, you can also do that. So I already done this because I didn't choose it. So we're gonna go for the next one. Okay, we're gonna disable Steam overlay. Let's open up Steam first. Okay, this is my Steam. We go to settings, in-game, enable Steam overlay. Now, this is not gonna like significantly improve your performance or anything, but I don't want anything hooking into my game. I don't want anything reduce my input latency or anything like that, so I disable this one. Now, this doesn't necessarily reduce it or extremely slightly increase your input latency, but again, I don't like this. Also, you can do this on game by game basis. You can always check this out like this, where there's, okay, here, like you can select properties and disable it. So I also disabled it like globally, so it's not gonna allow me to re-enable it game by game basis, but you can also do that as well. So remember, less is more. So the next one, we did that. Disable Windows settings. Okay, let's see PC settings. Also, this is a classic shell, classic start bar. I installed it. It's a preference. Doesn't matter. You can do the original one. We get the game bar here. Game bar off. Do not record anything. We don't want that shit. We are gamers. Captures of game mode. Now, game mode is a little bit a weird topic. I choose it off because when you're recording something in the background, it tries to like screw with the properties of the certain applications. So I don't want it, especially if you're using OBS or Shadow Play or anything like that. You want this off. But if you want like only playing games on your PC, you can try this on. This is a preference, but I personally, my PC is doing most of the time something else on the background, like recording or streaming or something, so I turn it off. Okay, the next one, Nvidia driver settings, but first we're gonna do DDU removal. So let's check this out. DDU is display driver uninstaller. You can find the link on the description. Now, at the latest version of Nvidia, this is not always necessary. You can do a clean install as well, but if you have something like GeForce Experience or something like that installed, it tries to hook into your game. You don't want that. If you're a gamer, I strongly advise you to remove any kind of GeForce Experience. You want bare minimum drivers. So you install this display driver uninstaller on your PC here. Let me check. I should have the necessary files over here. Where's DDU? Okay, here. Like driver uninstaller. When you click it, the first time you check it, it's gonna ask you stuff like that. You select driver type, GPU, Nvidia, clean and restart. It's gonna restart your PC, and you're gonna be ready to install your new drivers. So after you're doing that, I strongly advise you doing it especially if you installed previous drivers with GeForce Experience or anything like that. After you're done that, we're gonna try to install our drivers with NV Slimmer. Remember NV Slimmer. Let's find that one out. Okay, here. Also, we're gonna check with where the NV Slimmer link is. Here. Again, I'm gonna paste this out in the description of the video. You can find it. Okay, Nvidia driver slimming utility. You install it, extract it, wherever you want. You also install the latest gaming drivers for your PC from GeForce website. Okay, this one is for me. You do search, download, and you extract it to wherever your NV Slimmer is extracted. Like copy, paste it to there. Also, after that, you click NV Slimmer. What we're gonna do is we're gonna strip out anything unnecessary. We're gonna strip out anything bloatware from our drivers. So we want it to be as bare minimum as possible. No other services, no other bullshit, no HD audio drivers or anything like that. So when you click it, it's gonna load your driver package, the install driver package from your original Nvidia website. When you open it, it's gonna ask you, so you choose the exe file. After that, it's gonna show you this. Now, what I do is I click this. Of course, these are necessary physics, and I unclick anything else, like disable everything else. I don't need anything, so I don't want any extra services running in the background. I also don't use shadow play. If you want to record your gameplay while you're playing, I strongly suggest using OBS. Like shadow play hooks into your game, GeForce Experience hooks into your game, especially these Ansel stuff, like extremely like increases input latency and stuff. People have checked it. So after you're doing this, I do it this way: apply and install. Yeah, and it's gonna ask you install driver. I already installed the bare minimum driver, so you click yes and install it, follow the instructions. You can also click repackage here. You can do the bare minimum debloated version of the driver. It's gonna create an exe file like this, but it's gonna strip out anything unnecessary. I initially thought of sending you guys this file, but I wanted to show you how you can do it. So after this video gets a bit dated, you can do it for yourself with the new drivers. So next one, Nvidia control panel settings. We're gonna go over here, right click after installing our bare minimum drivers. We click Nvidia control panels, manage 3D settings. Okay, these are the settings of mine. You can copy it, you can apply it. You can stop the video over here if you want. But I'm gonna slightly go through this image sharpening. You can experiment with this. I personally choose it off because I already have image sharpening on my BenQ monitor. Off. Anything anti-aliasing, I sometimes enable this on the game, so I choose it the application controlled CPU cores of ultra latency mode. Now this is a tricky thing. You usually want it on because it decreases your input latency. Previously on the drivers, this was called the maximum rendered frames or something like that. You could choose 1 to 4. So the increase, if you choose 4, the game would be more smooth, but at the expense of more input latency. So if you're playing FPS games or something like that, you always wanted it on 1. On means it's gonna be on 1. Ultra means it's gonna be slightly increased, but ultra most of the time is helpful when your gaming PC is GPU bound, not CPU bound. So it's gonna differ from people to people. You can have it on. I have it on ultra because my CPU is way better than my GPU right now. Max frame rate. Previously, people limited their frames by Nvidia Inspector or RTSS, Rivet Tuner Statistic Server. I personally, with the new drivers, they added this ability to limit your FPS. Now, you may not want to always limit your FPS, but in most cases, limiting it somewhere where your PC can give that amount of FPS to you. Most of the time, I choose everything low on in-game settings. Like, if you want to be a competitive gamer, I strongly suggest you to set everything low. Like, there's no reason to do anything else. And choose a FPS value where your PC can provide to you safely. So in this method, you're gonna reduce your input latency as much as possible. Multi-sampled A off, OpenGL rendering, choose your GPU, power management, definitely maximum performance, highest available shader cache on, your monitor refresh rate, and the rest is obvious, like there's none. Okay, desktop color settings, there's nothing to do here. Desktop size and position, no scaling. I have 2 monitors, you can have one. Both of them no scaling. Perform scaling on GPU. So rest is alright. Also, you wanna choose this configuration physics GeForce GTX 1060 to your GPU, not CPU, because GPUs are way better at handling physics. So I don't have a AMD GPU, sorry for that, but I'm guessing the settings will be similar on your control panel. So try to follow it up with that. Okay, next one, we're gonna choose ISLC. Install ISLC. Intelligent Standby List. This is a program made by Wagner Soft. It basically removes the unnecessary stuff from your RAM when it gets loaded. Sorry, my internet is kinda locked out right now. Okay, this is the website. You can find it below. You click here, official download page, and when you extract it, you're gonna see this. So what I do is I have 16 gigs of memory. You might have 8, 32, whatever. I choose this to half of the value of my RAM, which is 8192, and the list size is at least 300 megabytes. Before you stop, you can choose this one, and also ISC polling rate, you can choose this 1000. I choose it 500. This means every 500 milliseconds it's gonna recheck the system. Also, there's gonna be timer resolution here. Most of the time you're gonna have slightly higher or lower timer resolution, and on the websites, people say that get this as much as lower as possible, and let me tell you, it is not true. You want to make this a round number, so 0.5 is the best, and the way to do it is also I suggest you clicking this, let this run in the background, always started. It will remove your purge standby list. Basically, this will do is it will remove stuttering in your game when it is RAM bound, RAM locked situations. Okay. You wanna change it to maximum, but you want it to be round number. We get back to that. And the way to do it is to disable high precision event timer in the OS and enable it on the BIOS. The BIOS is enabled as default. You don't have to do anything about that. And the way you do it, disable it on the OS is like this. We choose Windows R, open and run, cmd/admin. We open up cmd as administrator privileges. Also, if this doesn't work, you can do write cmd to search run as administrator. It doesn't matter. We're gonna use this one, bcdedit delete value. Delete value use platform clock. Okay, this value is it will remove a high precision event timer in your OC. Also, you can check bcedit with /enum. Also, you can see these, it's gonna be here. So when you type this like this, it's gonna give me an error, but it's gonna say it is done in your PC if it's not disabled already, because I disabled it already. You wanna also type these ones out. Set useplatformtick, yes. What it's gonna do is it's gonna use the platform settings in your OS settings for games or anything like that that use platformtick in their code. See, it's done. It was already done, and you also disable dynamictick, yes. What this does is it's gonna remove any kind of power saving features, especially based on Windows does this for laptops or stuff like that. We are gamers, we don't want this kind of stuff. We want maximum performance. Done. After this, you want to restart your PC and come back. And when you restart your PC, when you open up Intelligent Standby List Cleaner, you're gonna see a maximum timer resolution is set to 0.5 instead of like 0.496 or something a bit higher or something like that. Remember, you want this to be timer resolution to be a round number, like something like this, which is gonna fit well with your smooth experience. You can do this 1000 if it's like lagging, if you have a low-end PC. I personally do this 500, it doesn't matter. So we go next. We're gonna check park control. Let's do this. Bitsum has a free application called park control. You can install it here. When you download it and install it, you're gonna see this application. Come on. Okay, here. Basically, what's gonna tell you is if any of your CPU cores are parked or anything. Of course, you wanna like unpark everything. So what you're gonna choose from here, choose Bitsum highest performance. When you install this, it's gonna install this higher performance power profile. But if it doesn't exist, you can always choose high performance or ultimate performance. But what you want to do is choose disabled on everything. In any performance mode you choose, you should only choose ultimate high or Bitsum highest performance and click make active and then apply, and then okay, we're done here. Okay, anything else? We're gonna choose MSI utility. Next one, we're gonna do this settings. You're gonna find the link below. Again, this is a controversial topic. Again, line-based versus message signal-based interrupts. It explains it here in depth why you should choose MSI instead of line-based. So what we're gonna do is go ahead and do it with this application provided here where you can install it. So we already installed it around here, MSI util. See around here I have this because I reinstalled my GPU lately and I forgot to set it to MSI mode again. I find that out. So when you install this utility, it's gonna show you these values, these installed USB ports, applications, or anything. What I do is click on MSI mode on every one of them, and set to interrupt priority to high, and click apply. Also, you want to run this on admin mode. Right click on admin mode. If it doesn't work, if it doesn't let you click MSI. Sorry. So what this is if the hierarchy number is positive instead of negative, it means that you're working on line based, which is a little bit slower and it can clock up your lines sometimes. So MSI is a newest technology, newest software technology, so you want to use it. Once you click all these and apply restart your PC, you're gonna see all these numbers returning to minus numbers, which is negative. If you see it like that, it's done. There is nothing to do here. It's gonna improve your performance in certain situations, but it helps. It definitely helps. So we're gonna go next. We're gonna go ONO shut up. This is a free application program again from OO software. We're gonna download this one. What this will do is it will disable any kind of privacy and any kind of stuff from your system. All kind of, like, it sends telemetry, it sends info to Microsoft about your PC and stuff like that. So what you want to do is actions, apply recommended settings, and it will apply everything recommended. Like, it disables Cortana and all kind of web tracking. You don't want this. We are gamers. Advertising ID, all kinds of stuff. So, like, we want minimum amount of stuff working in the background. You don't give a fuck about telemetry, all this shit. So again, apply this and quit and restart your PC. The next application we're gonna use is VPD. This is also a privacy application, vpd.app. You download it here. Also, I must have it already done. Okay. So WPP, when you open it, you're gonna see this. You click privacy blocker. You click every single one of this. You also stop Windows or update from running. You can choose blocking method as Windows firewall or filtering program. I personally use filtering platform. I choose everything. I don't want any kind of Skype, OneDrive stuff from working in the background. You don't want any kind of this shit. So after you're done, also you can choose any different Windows applications, remove them all here. I suggest you remove anything like Skype or anything in Microsoft applications that you don't use most of the time. Use at least. You just don't use them. They are awful. We don't want that shit. Okay, after that is on, and the next one we're gonna get into the technical part of this stuff. What we're gonna do is we're gonna check if our PC is slowing down for some reason. what is our DPC latency, what is this. We're gonna install latency mon over here at this link. You can find it below. So after you install it, latency mon, you're gonna find this application opening up like this. And if your PC is not responsive for some reason, or it's a bit slow, it's gonna show in here. You click start monitor, it's gonna start monitoring over here. You're gonna wait a bit, like 5 to 10 seconds or something like that, and then we're gonna click stop monitor. Okay, what I usually get is way lower than this. I get like 20 to 40 because I'm recording right now. It shows a bit higher, but it is okay. Everything up to 200 and 250 seconds is okay. Current major latency. What it's gonna show is you're gonna go to stats and you're gonna see the interrupts and latency. Again, I say everything up to 200, 250 is okay. It's gonna show you the ISR count here. Also, it's gonna show you what is the thing that mostly takes your ISR counts, like what is the thing that slows your PC or something like that. And as you can see here, graphics kernel is the most one that is used right now. So you're gonna click processes, and you're gonna see what is the stuff that is taking most of an amount of your PC while it's idle. And while it was monitoring your PC, you're gonna click drivers, you're gonna see. So if you see anything fishy around here that's like that shouldn't be there or something like that, you're gonna have to disable the service of it from services.msc right here. You can also Windows RM write it over here. It will show you this. You're gonna check anything around drivers. You're gonna see anything that is taking too much of your PC, too much execution, DPC counts. Also check your CPU, which one of your CPUs used more than others. So mine, as you can see, most of the time it's gonna be like this. CPU 0 will be used a lot. Now you can use affinity tools to change this, like change certain drivers to use different CPUs or something like that. But let me tell you, unless you're having like extreme problems, you don't have to do that one. But if you want to squeeze out the maximum amount of performance from your PC, go ahead, use affinity tools. Microsoft has one called Microsoft Affinity Tool. You can try to do that. Also, what I'm gonna suggest now, I said I'm not gonna go into the BIOS settings, but I'm gonna suggest this one. If you're having like a high amount of execution around here, you're gonna go ahead and get in your BIOS and check the ACPI setting. So what it's gonna say is if it's gonna be either ACPI, IDE, or RAID. So you want to set things to ACPI because it's the most recent one. So its latency is way better. Basically, what it does is it's gonna control every single of your USB settings. So with the modern ACPI module, it's gonna be way faster and lower latency. So so far this is all we have here. You shouldn't have any problem here. In the next video, if you really need it, we're gonna check on what we can do if you have too much services in the background, if you have too high of a level around here, like 250 or way more. We're gonna check what we can do to reduce that one and increase your system stability. So thank you.